Well, let's discuss this further. We're joined by our reporter, Aldrin Sampear. Great to have you with us, Aldrin. Just start with the background. For people who haven't been following this on a daily basis, why were we running elections in Tlokwe in the I can't remember the province.
In the Northwest.
Northwest, thank you. Why were we running by-elections in the Northwest and three other provinces as well?
Well, considering what happened in the Northwest, this stems back from 2012 when ANC councillors there had an issue or accused the then mayor, Mapetla, of corruption. They decided to join the opposition parties in a vote of no confidence in Mapetla. Well, they succeeded in that. The DA then brought in Annette Combrick, who became the mayor of that council. It later then the ANC decided to expel those members, but then there were 7 vacancies, or rather 11 vacancies at the time, so the by-elections had to happen to fill those vacancies. While the discrepancies that happened there, what the independent candidates raised, and these were some former ANC members, they went to court and said that we didn't get the voters roll on time, and the voters roll was inaccurate, so we didn't have the right addresses of all those in the voters roll. They went to the IEC. The IEC said there was absolutely no problem. From there, they went to the electoral court. The electoral court ruled in the favor of the IEC. But then the independent candidates then decided to take it to the Constitutional Court, and the Constitutional Court then found that actually the IEC failed to uphold the Constitution, and that's where we found ourselves today. And the Constitutional Court then said that those by-elections that took place in 2013, those are being set aside, and there should be new by-elections being run, and that's where we are here today. However, though, the independent candidates again raised concerns around the voters' roll. They went to the electoral court, and this time around the electoral court voted in their favor. Today we are expecting to have by-elections taking place in 3 other provinces, Limpopo, KwaZulu-Natal, as well as the Western Cape. Well, the IEC then decided that considering that this has to do with an issue of operational, or how the IEC runs the elections, they decided then to postpone all the by-elections that were scheduled to take place today.
So there are questions around whether these would be free and fair. Explain operational issues, because of this, even if you're not interested in those specific by-elections, it's important for our democracy.
Well, what the Constitution says is that there should be a voters' roll before an election, whether it be a by-election, a municipal election, or the national elections. And all those candidates who will be participating must have access to the voters' roll. Previously, what happened in Tlokwe, this is back in 2013, is that they got the voters' roll at a later stage, and the independent candidates were quite upset with that. So that for now, we know that the Constitutional Court ruled that the candidates who will be participating in those elections should get the voters' roll in time, so that they know which people they're canvassing for, which people they want, or which people they want to entice to vote for their political parties or to vote for these independent candidates. So that's the other question that have been raised. The other matter is around when the independent candidates go do their door-to-door campaigns, they must know how many people in this household, for instance, are eligible voters and how many people they can entice there.
Okay, so it's all about information. Now, the ruling party is seeking legal advice. So what are the prospects for that? And what is the timeline? What happens now?
Well, it's a really, really huge case, considering that we have the municipal elections, which should be taking place no later than the 16th of August. That's according to the deadline that's been set in the Constitution, that by the 16th of August there should be a by-election, considering that the last time we had the by-election, it was on the 17th of May. So within 3 months after the incumbents lose their seats or their term come to an end, there must be elections that are held. We don't have a date as yet, but now the problem is that with the IEC be able to get the voter registration in order, the voters' roll in order, get each and every South African who's an eligible voter and get their addresses. The issue that the IEC raised earlier this year when they launched the logo for the local municipal elections was that the majority of South Africans don't have proper addresses, most of them in informal settlements, and that's the case here in Tlokwe as well. well, where you find that some of the electorates are people who live in an informal settlement called Marikana. So we'll have to wait and see how far the ANC would want to be part of this case going further. The IEC is yet to decide whether it will appeal this matter.
All right, so this is huge, especially because of those crucial elections coming up later in the year. Thank you so much for your analysis. Aldrin Sampear, SABC reporter, unpacking the postponement of those by-elections that should have taken place today.